What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video. And today, per the request of somebody, I believe in the past like 3 hours, we're doing another Panthers 7-round mock draft. And I was like, damn, dude, I thought I just did a Panthers mock like in January, if not like early February, but I haven't done it since November. Like all these teams I haven't done 7-round mocks on. It's like the Jaguars wasn't from damn like June, but I mean, you guys are requesting it. I'm going to make it for you guys. Again, keep requesting teams down below, and then I will get to them. Obviously, we got to do things like Broncos mocks and stuff. And just if you guys are new, of course, drop a like, comment, subscribe. If you do have other teams that you want to see, always tell me about it. And then join the Discord, because if you add me in the Discord, I will be able to see that you guys are trying to talk to me. And I like to interact with you guys. We have over 80 people now there, like unbelievable. And that's like absolutely wonderful. I'm such a huge fan of that. It's wonderful because you guys are now, it's become the thing I wanted it to be. It's like you guys can talk to me if you want, but you guys just talk with each other. And that's really, really cool in my eyes. It's probably one of my favorite things I've done with the entire channel. If we're going to be completely honest, and again, we're going to be having a fan mock eventually. So should be about like 2 to 3 weeks out. Probably more around that 3 week mark in the later stages of March. But I mean, again, the guys who are there, I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to see that fan mock, it's already up on the channel. And then gonna just get this out of the way. We got, of course, our sponsor for the month. It is Manscaped. If you guys wanted to use their products, it's some pretty damn nice stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I got a full box over there. I've used it. I mean, the people who said they've had some problems with it, a lot of people have come and supported and said like, hey, no, it's actually some good stuff. And my personal use, my personal testimony is pretty damn nice stuff. So you guys can get anything with my code, 20% off, free shipping. And I'm telling you, I mean, their phrase is your balls will thank you. I'm going to be honest. Anything like anybody around you will thank you. It's like, it's always so nice. It's really good product. And I'm pretty damn proud to say that I represent it. 10 uses of my code within this month will be able to get me a long-term paid contract. And that's going to be wonderful because we want to do that, guys. So of course, hit that sub button, of course, and then of course go to manscaped.com. Use the code Hail Mary for 20% off, free shipping. Have fun. But let's get into the draft. All right, you guys have heard all the damn little announcements. Let's have some fun. So we're going to see how the board falls. Of course, we're not going to be able to steal Justin Fields now, which is unfortunate. But, and again, we are not going to be taking these type of trade offers. By the way, that's a pretty shitty trade offer. 1, 2, 4, 5 to move up 11 spots. I mean, the Steelers had to give up a 1, a 2, and then a 1, a 3, and then I believe a next year 2 in order to move up just from like 20 to 10, let alone 19 to 8. Like, it might not sound like a big difference, but I mean, that's huge. Like, that's a huge difference. But when we're looking at the Panthers, we're down to a couple things here. So when we're looking at it, we got Trey Lance here. And that's like the obvious normal pick to the Panthers. We could go Mac Jones because Matt Rule likes him. I mean, dude, if Matt Rule really loved Mac Jones, I mean, you're pretty much just getting a slightly upgraded Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, are we seriously going to be like, just like, oh, we're going to micro increase? And with a division with Tom Brady and Matt Ryan, these guys who have been to the Super Bowl and have won, it's like, yeah, maybe it's nice to be able to copy them and be able to get a guy who is going to be able to elevate your roster, maybe not lose you games, but probably not win you too many games. These ideas that that good old Mac Jones here is going to be Tom Brady. It's like Tom Brady's a mindset. He's not going to be the type of guy where it's not like the player. That's what I'm trying to get at. He's not like Tom Brady isn't a player. It's a mindset. Tom Brady came into the league, worked his ass off 24/7, and he knew exactly what he wanted to be. I mean, to be honest, I don't get that from Mac Jones. For you guys who do, that's wonderful. But he has DUIs on his record, has crashes under DUI, and I'm just not a fan of him personally. I don't think that he's that great. He looks injury prone as well. It's a big, big iffy for me. If we want to look at cornerbacks, which again we could do, I actually am starting to leave this up here so you guys can see what I look at. Cornerback wise, we got Dante Jackson and Troy Pride. That's not really great to me. That's something I would definitely consider. And then the inside linebacker range, I also would consider if we wanted to go a Micah Parsons here. Out of the consideration for respect of like being able to develop a quarterback, next year's class is going to be insane. It's not going to have as many top heavy players, but it is like, you guys check out my Twitter, by the way. it's going to have like literally 13 to 14, maybe. Actually, no, it looked like there was 35 quarterbacks, all that looked draftable. It is ridiculous how many of these guys can come out next year and then just like ball the fuck out in the NFL. I'm going to be sticking away from this. Okay. You guys are going to be mad. I get it. I think the linebacker quality in this draft is not as good as people think. I think that it pretty much ends after Chaz Surratt here. And Micah Parsons is not going to take shit from, Matt Rule's not going to take shit from Michael Parsons. It's a great locker room. Imagine Micah Parsons along with Jeremy Chin and just like rushing the passer and stuff. Micah Parsons can be used as that Brian Burns type of D end if you need him to, even though you guys have a pretty good D end set. You guys are not going to like this one because you guys will want Trey Lance. You guys need to check out next year's class, man. Like I'm telling you, Trey Lance needs to develop further. Could be the team for him. I might be talking myself back into it, but I'm seriously not getting that vibe, guys. I'm not a Trey Lance supporter. I'm not a Trey Lance. I guess I am a Trey Lance hater. I can understand why, but people are riding too much on the coattails of Josh Allen, who literally did something that's like damn near impossible, which is changing up every single thing he did in his throwing mechanics to become amazing. Because remember, Josh Allen kind of sucked for a little bit. He was only able to do stuff with his legs, and it was like, well, he looks like a project, and he literally changed everything. If this were like Arthur Smith, who could just develop a quarterback, great. But I'm not, again, Trey Lance is going to be going through Joe Brady and then into a new OC as well. I don't know if I really want to be putting a young kid having to go through two OCs in 2 years. Just my thought process. I'm going to be rocking with Micah Parsons here because I know Rule loves his defensive players. Micah Parsons is going to be able to just work his ass off, and he's going to be able to prove to the NFL, it's like, dude, I should have been like that number 3 pick. You guys aren't going to like it, but we're rocking Micah Parsons here. Something to know, I believe that we do have every single pick until the 7th round. So we do have, I believe, 2 5ths and a 6th, but we do not have a 7th round pick. So we got to watch out for that as well. But you guys will be surprised I didn't take Trey Lance there. In the real draft, it might very well be that they go Trey Lance. But I just saw that class out for next year. And I'm telling you, they may not be better right now. But if we're going to start trying to say, oh, what if Trey Lance could develop into this? What if Matt Corral, my high school quarterback, could develop into someone who's a little bit more patient with the ball, who's not as streaky, kind of like, of course, one of the quarterbacks in the conversation right now. Where's he at? If Mac Jones falls to us, we're taking him. There's zero doubt about that. Okay. Oh my God, the Eagles took him. Like, if Mac Jones fell, that would have been an obvious pick. But if Kyle Trask is hot and cold, he's definitely someone who should be a backup. But if Matt Corral can develop into somebody who's not as hot and cold, someone who's a little bit more just present and he's able to be more relaxed, that could be someone who develops into a very talented prospect. And he's about the same age as Trey Lance. So if we're wanting to really just like say, oh, what if these guys could develop? You might want to start like checking yourself a little bit on that. Because what if any of these guys develop? Like all these players could be boom or bust. We all know I'm just not. We don't even know who the damn offensive coordinator is going to be after next year for the Panthers. So why are we going to be getting a quarterback that could work pretty damn well in like a Joe Brady scheme? If we don't, like, what if we get Bieniemy, dude? You think that Bieniemy is going to be a Trey Lance guy? Could, but I think he could be better Desmond Ridder type of guy. He could be doing that type of like crazy arm talent who just like you need to make sure that he's tamed, like similar to a Patrick Mahomes. There's just a little bit too many question marks about the whole entire group here. I'm a huge fan of Carolina, by the way, but I'm just not sold on it right now. Next, we got to look at some offensive line positions, man. Radunes is here. I don't know if we could pass up on this. We need to get cornerbacks so badly, though. But I'm looking at cornerbacks down the line. We already have all these dudes here. I think we could get a slot corner later on. We could get a Tyson Campbell in the next round. I'd feel a lot better with that, even though we are zoned. So if Ifeatu Melifonwu, we could even get a Paulson Adebo, a Keith Taylor Jr., to the point where I am much more comfortable getting Dylan Radunes here without a doubt in my mind. It's 39 at 39. I think that Radunes is a late first. Huge fan of him. Played really well in that Senior Bowl against some very good talent. And we were afraid that he couldn't do it against FBS talent. But he came to the Senior Bowl and showed everybody, he's like, hey, y'all sleeping on me. I'm really good in the run game. Pretty damn solid in the pass game. Have some foot issues. Not like actual injuries, but like some footwork issues. But I think that if he can develop that and just be able to work a little bit, He's gonna definitely be a lot better than what you already have. I believe. Do we have? I'm pretty sure it was Greg Little at our left tackle spot, but yeah, we got Greg Little there, Dennis Daly. Like, who the like really? You guys really want this to be your starting tackle? I mean, too bad. It's like you guys really want Teddy Bridgewater to be like the best quarterback in the world, and you're giving him those tackles. All right, like pause. But yeah, bringing Taylor Moton in and then having Dylan Radunes is going to be a great pairing. But I think that you guys definitely need to re-sign Taylor Moton. If you don't, then holy shit, you need to be scared. But at this spot, I mean, we could be looking at Kyle Trask here. Not a fan of it. We could be going tight end here with Brevin Jordan, who's my top 20 player in my class. In this class. This is a tough one, guys, because tight end is a legitimate issue. Again, we want to look at the tight end group right now. We could, of course, look at the free agents, but Ian Thomas, as much as I like him, again, we do have so many guys in this offense, and we are potentially losing Curtis Samuel. So we have two 1,000-yard guys here, plus a third in Christian McCaffrey. We do have the computer fan going off, which means it's going to be a great video. Possibly merch dropping soon. We never know. But looking at the free agents that we do have from our team, I'm pretty sure we aren't really losing any yet. We're not even losing anybody of value here. Okay, so to me, I'm easily down to Ifeatu Melifonwu, which again, I think that we could be getting a guy like even if you want to go in Israel Mukuamu here, cornerback in these type of schemes probably aren't valued that highly. There's a reason why you guys aren't drafting cornerbacks that highly. I think you even have like Corn Elder or something on your roster, something like that. Cornerbacks are not as valuable in your roster as a guy like a tight end could be in a Joe Brady. Again, he could be a slot option. This is going to be a perfect replacement for Curtis Samuel, whether you guys like it or not. I mean, again, Tylan Wallace could be a guy here if we want to, but I have Brevin Jordan as a top 20 guy in the class. This is where I say, why not take him? Why not? There's nothing wrong with him. He can block well. You guys who think he doesn't block, you guys haven't watched his tape. I watched every single snap he took. He can block well. Maybe not like to a Pat Fryermuth level where he just trucks people over or a Tommy Tremble, but he can block well. There's another aspect to this, and that's the fact that he is so smooth as a route runner. I think he's going to be great. If he gets pressed, that might be an issue. That's why you might want to put him in the slot against teams like, of course, if Levante David stays there, that might be something where you want to put him in the slot. But he has that versatility. And I think he has enough speed to where if you want to put him on the outside, you could do that too. He's a really good gadget weapon. He is that H-back type, and I'm a huge fan of him. It's annoying that Keith Taylor just went because I was really hoping that he could just fall right into our laps, but he didn't. So I was about to pull the trigger on Jalen Tweeman right there. But right now, I'm pretty sure we do run a 4-3 given the fact that Brian Burns and Yetur Gross-Matos are both 4-3 defensive ends. And if I'm not mistaken, our interior defensive line ain't too hot. So looking at it right now, our D tackles, we got Derek Brown and then these two guys who I have no idea who the hell they are. So I mean, also past this, I'm not a fan of it. Besides the starting guys at your DN spots, I might be looking at interior defensive line here, and Marvin Wilson was in that conversation for the first round. We could be looking at some corners right here if there's any good ones. Israel Mukuamu is a good guy. I think he's definitely more man. All right, he's definitely more man. It says zone scheme fit. I guess it's because he's not very good in man. Honestly, we might just take him just because we don't have anything there. Yeah, I think we got to. It's just it's a super high end pick, like a super high potential pick. Look at him, 6'3", 205. He flies as well. It is true. He does kind of suck in man coverage. I watch him a lot in South Carolina. He is picked on quite a bit. So being able to keep him in zone is going to help him not just get totally torched. He has the speed. He has some stiff hips, which means he's probably going to be better in that zone heavy scheme, which the Panthers do run. Even if they do switch to man, he does have that potential where if you do coach him up well, this is something where you can see a guy develop. So Israel Mukuamu, definitely worth taking a shot on right there. I would look to get a Marvin Wilson there, but again, we don't really need to. Somebody who I could see us taking potentially is Davis Mills. You know, if he does fall to us in the 5th round, I'd be perfectly fine taking him. That wouldn't be a bad pick whatsoever. The Steelers might take him. Honestly, if I were the Steelers, I'd take Davis Mills. Like if it were the 4th round, I'd take Davis Mills. He has 11 starts on his career, and then he's had some really good flashes in there. And we haven't even been able to see him develop. You guys might also say that I could have taken Trey McKitty later on. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Trey McKitty, but I don't know. Maybe. Davis Mills is someone who I'm extremely heavily targeting here, by the way. I'm definitely targeting him. But at this spot, I think that we need to get a center potential replacement. I mean, if we want to look at our center spot right now, should be at the bottom. Paradis is on contract, but he is going to be eventually up. And I don't even know who the heck this guy is. This Tickleberg guy. Not a fan of him. And plus, our guard spots are a little bit vacant. So we could be using a guy who does. Oh, Sedarius Hutcherson, though. If we need a guard spot, this might be the best role for him. We want to look at a gap blocking. I mean, dude, he's just an athletic freak. This is a perfect place to take a developmental athletic freak. I always take Drake Jackson because I love Drake Jackson. So I'm not going to be doing that out of respect for you guys not having to like listen to all that 24/7. I'm going to be going Sedarius Hutcherson here. And I hope Davis Mills doesn't go. I'm praying he doesn't go because that's my next pick. And Davis Mills goes. Like, just right on cue. Davis Mills goes to the Niners. And honestly, that wouldn't be a bad pick whatsoever. But we got to be able to protect. I mean, our identity is Christian McCaffrey, right? So if our identity is that, we need to make sure that we continue allowing him to at least have some protection. He can work without it. That's a wonderful thing. But I don't think that we need to be rocking with basically leaving him out there in the dust. So there's no reason for it. We need to make sure that he feels appreciated and loved in this scheme. And we're coming up on our last picks of the draft, by the way. So unfortunately, there's no quarterbacks for us to take, even to be sitting and trying to develop. But running back wise, we should probably get a second running back. Jarrett Patterson might be a really good option here. Again, I want to check this IDL spot. I could go Kyrus Tonga. I feel bad if I always do because I always go Kyrus Tonga. It is something that I don't think I've done it for a little while though. Knowing that they like to go Derek Brown type, I think Kyrus Tonga is pretty much I cop him to David Snacks Harrison. He's kind of like a different version of Derek Brown, this monstrosity that takes up the middle. And with guys like Rojo, potentially Leonard Fournette, you don't even know who's going to be the running back there. We don't even know the running back's going to be over there in Atlanta, but obviously I think they need to be more of that play action heavy scheme. I think maybe going Kyrus Tonga would be the good move here. I don't really see any other moves if we want. If there were a Kerry Vincent here, maybe we could take. Excuse me, I guess I'm stuck in the back of my throat. We could be going that route. We could be, of course, going a guy like Jermar Jefferson here, who is a stud. I think it's a little bit too cheesy. It's like going Jalen Darden all the time. That's a little too cheesy. Same thing with Kyrus Tonga, but Kyrus Tonga is much less guaranteed. He's just a big dude who just plugs up the middle. It's different than getting a stud weapon like those two guys. I honestly think that we could probably wait till the 7th or the 6th round in order to get one of the running backs. Let's go Kyrus Tonga here. Reaching a little bit, but I think that's going to be a solid addition to the squad. Again, you saw those defensive tackles, not too good apart from Derek Brown. Now you have a really formidable front. I love it. I love the potential of that. Now we're looking at the running backs. Jermar Jefferson's still here. Khalil Herbert, another great player. Chris Evans, another great player. I'm going to go Jermar Jefferson here just to be able to secure that spot. I'm a big, big fan of Jermar Jefferson. Home run hitting threat. And he's going to be working perfectly as a good backup. He's not going to be a 20 to 35 carry back a game. I think that his durability might be a little bit under concern. But you look at him, I don't know why they said size is a concern. This guy's big as hell. I wasn't able to see those stats, but he's definitely going to be the perfect type to basically be a good backup because Mike Davis might actually get a pretty good contract coming up soon because Mike Davis is a beast. But you need to be able to get somebody like that. Khalil Herbert might have been your pick, and then you guys, of course, can do that when that time comes. But Jermar Jefferson's just a little bit too good a value, and it's a little bit of a ripoff because I think that he's going to be a higher pick than that. But it's worth the pick. Somebody to look at is Garrett Wallow. My guy Mason definitely highlighted him as somebody who he might even be putting into like the 3rd round territory. Somebody who just popped off. But for me, I haven't seen too much of him, and I know how good that secondary is in TCU. So for me, I'm gonna like reserve that that notion that he's a really talented linebacker because I mean, when you have all that great talent around you, it might be pretty easy to look damn good. Also, I'm loving the idea of Jalen Darden the 7th to the Steelers. That'd be a dream come true. Maybe that might be true in the 3rd round, but that would just be a dream come true. Yeah, we don't have a 7th round pick, so that's why I've been talking to you guys this entire time. But looking at the quick draft, the draft really quick, we got Micah Parsons, the commander of the defense. We got Radunes, the commander of the offensive line next to Taylor Moton. That's wonderful. Also, Darius Hutcherson's going to be able to come in as a developmental guard. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that CMC is going to be pretty happy. Again, next year, it's going to be a really good quarterback class, a really deep one. Maybe not top heavy, a very deep quarterback class. You got Brevin Jordan here, which is an elite weapon. And especially if Joe Brady gets to use Brevin Jordan, yeah. Israel Mukuamu. Again, you need cornerback depth. Doesn't matter who the hell it is. And Israel Mukuamu, probably one of the higher ceiling guys in the draft, is given their draft position. Kairos Tonga, just get a big ass dude in the middle, and then Jamar Jefferson. You got to just get that backup running back spot. So overall, this filled in quite a bit of needs. I'm actually quite a fan of all these picks. I know this one's probably gonna be the most debatable because we got Trey Lance there, but I mean, it's just unreal value in my opinion. When you get a guy like Raduns, you get guys like Brevin Jordan falling to you. This draft turned out really well, and again, I don't think you need Teddy's not that great, but if we are going to be honest, I think that you guys could survive one more year. You guys are like, oh, I can't stand the mediocrity. Well, you're just going to be like mediocre again. You still have Tom Brady in the division. You still have Matt Ryan in the division. God only knows what's going to be in the Saints locker room. You guys could deal with some mediocrity for a little bit until it's pretty much you guys versing Justin Fields and the Falcons. So I don't really understand the need for Trey Lance to come in and then change the franchise. He won't even change it this year. That's the funny thing. For you guys who are like, we need to change it now, it's not going to happen. You guys want to be going after a guy like Jimmy G if you wanted to get that upgrade. Because I know the Niners were calling and say, hey, we'll trade you, Teddy, if you guys trade us Jimmy G. We'll trade you like a 4th round pick as well. I'll be fine with that. But, it's I have my reservations, to put it simply. So that's the video, guys. I hope you guys do enjoy it. And let me know what you guys think. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.